Hi guys, it's Leanne. I've been getting a lot of questions about low carb grocery shopping, so I thought today would be a great opportunity to unload the ridiculous amount of groceries I bought today, kind of give you an idea of some of the staples I keep. Now, I didn't just buy everything because I did have some things, but I spent more than I was happy to spend. Don't let anybody ever tell you low carb's cheap. I'm sure that there's some way, but it's not in my repertoire, right? So let's unbag. Are we calling this unbagging too? We've got to figure out a different name. We've got Amazon unbagging, grocery unbagging. Somebody work on that. Anyway, so today, much like at Trader Joe's, they had pre-boiled eggs. I'm telling you what, like on a flight attendant trip, these rock. Because how many times have you ever said, I don't know if I'm just snacking because I'm bored or if I'm snacking because I'm hungry, eat a boiled egg. Nobody's like casually eating boiled eggs for fun. So this is a great staple item. Bored, eat an egg. Next, we have riced cauliflower plain. Nothing exciting about this, but for some of the recipes I was thinking about making, I thought it'd be really nice to have like a thick rice texture. Can't go wrong with that. It's 2 carbs per serving, kind of guilt-free. Is it rice? No, but if we fry it up, throw an egg in it, call it a day, right? Boom. Next, more cauliflower, because clearly I don't have enough in my life. No, but for real, I have a really good loaded oh my goodness, it's hard to say today. A loaded cauliflower recipe that we're gonna try later on. And basically it's like loaded mashed potatoes, but with cauliflower, just in case, you need that fix, but without all the carbs. Oh, we finished the bag. Who is she? Okay, so next we've got some provolone cheese. So the reason we've got an ungodly amount of provolone cheese is because I've got a recipe today that I'm very, very, very excited to try. It's actually low carb ravioli. And these are the noodles. So we're gonna try those out, which also explains why we have parchment paper, because the parchment paper will keep the ravioli from sticking to the pan. These are a big staple, especially for the keto chips I like making with cheese and pepperoni. It really, really makes cleanup easier, peel off easier. Go get you some parchment paper. Next, some Munster cheese. So one thing I notice whenever I go through the cheese is I always look at the carb count on the back of the cheese. Now, I know it sounds silly because everybody just thinks that all cheese has no carbs, but it's not true. Especially any type of, you get flavoring. So I love Gouda cheese, and I saw that they had this slices of smoked Gouda, and I started to buy it, and I flipped it over, and one slice was gonna have 2 carbs. And I was like, no ma'am, no ma'am. I'm not giving up 2 carbs in my day for a slice of Gouda whenever I can find a Gouda that has no carbs. It's crazy, but no carb. Next is my addiction. I fully own that I have one. It would be the Red Bull Zero. These are the black can. The reason I love these, because one, I'm an addict and I'm hooked, but they only have 1 net carb in these versus the sugar-free ones actually have more carbs. You wouldn't think, because you're like, oh, it's missing sugar, but no, it's got some kind of filler and I don't know what it is. So not only is this, we're not calling it sugar-free, they call it zero sugar. So these ones are hard to find though. These are my little unicorns. So whenever I find them, I buy a bunch. Anyway, we'll go ahead and set those over. Look, we're on bag 2. Yay! We're on a roll. I'm here for it. Okay, so another little staple I like whenever I'm bored and eating something just to kind of keep the craving, salted peanuts. Nuts are a lower carb thing. They kind of are filling. I just sometimes need to do like this, and it works, right? So don't eat the whole can, of course, but they are low carb, and they were on sale for the big ones. I like the Mr. Peanut. The store brand works just fine, but they were out of store brand today. So, okay, another staple. God, I love hot sauce. I actually needed hot sauce for my bag for work. you don't know, I'm a flight attendant. So I love hot sauce, and you always need it on flight. Somebody's always asking, not passengers, but within the crew. Because of course, I'm not gonna give somebody my own hot sauce. Why would I do that? Anyway, so I always need hot sauce since I'm cooking in my hotel room a lot, and decided just to get the whole bottle. I usually always try to grab a couple little packets of like hot sauce when I find places, but some places have like Texas Pete's, and I'm just not about that life. Got some good hot sauce. So Hidden Valley Ranch Dressing seasoning packets. Why these are awesome. Low carb. They don't have any carbs in them. Like, it's just seasoning. But I love, 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 love cooking with these in the Instant Pot. There's so many different things. Everything from pork chops, chicken. There's just, like, everything you can imagine you can make with this magical little palette of goodness. I just love ranch. It's Midwestern problems, I know. But just grab the ranch. Okay, so next, this one I've never tried. I'm kind of just saw it on the shelf and decided to grab it. So it kind of caught my attention. So cilantro lime sauce. And what caught my attention is because they actually recommended it for tacos, fish, and more. And I was thinking, how good would it be with my 1-carb tortillas to make like fish and shrimp tacos one night? So lower in carb, doesn't have like sugar and everything in it, so decided to give this bad boy a try. And also his brother, the roasted garlic sauce, which they recommend with vegetable sandwiches and more. And well, we measure garlic with our heart here, so had to couldn't separate the boys, so we brought them home. They're rescues. Look, they're back. How nice is that? Also, this is my first time recording sideways, so if I look like I'm looking off into the distance, it's because I keep staring at myself. My hair looks good today. Well, my wig does. But I'm not used to looking at this guy over here, so bear with me here. I'm learning as we go. We're both learning, both you and I. Anyway, next, heavy whipping cream. So if you've done low carb or keto before, you know that this is a staple. Milk has carbs in it, so milk will ruin your carb count for the day. Half and half isn't as bad. It's a nice balance. And then heavy whipping cream is the absolute best. Again, looked at the back of the package. They had one that was half the price of this bad boy, but it had 2 carbs in it versus this one didn't have any. So we went and splurged because I'm not looking to waste a bunch of carbs on heavy whipping cream. So this is a big staple in a lot of soups and everything whenever you're doing low carb. Anything that's going to be dairy based, this is your gal right here. But just, if you've never bought heavy whipping cream, you're just going to be like, oh my God, it's $5.99. I know, I said that today, and I've bought it multiple times. We talked about this one another day, the Alouettes spinach and artichoke spread. This was freaking delicious. I totally ate the other one. Was totally just putting these on those 1-carb tortillas, putting a couple pieces of turkey lunch meat, sprinkled on a little bit of chopped bacon, and then a little bit of cheese, rolled them up. Holy cow, that was so filling and delicious. So we refilled. Follow me on some of my other pages. You'll know that pre-cooked, oh good Lord, pre-cooked bacon is a staple for me because I can throw this in my luggage. It doesn't have to be refrigerated until you open the package up. So it's kind of a nice thing just to keep in my bag. And I will literally be in my jump seat on the airplane just snacking away on some bacon. And it's always fun because people are like, is that bacon? Like, yeah, it is. So pre-cooked bacon, get it, staple. It was on sale. Broccoli, steamer bag, just a low carb staple. Broccoli has a ton of fiber in it, so it's really good for you, and you don't have to count all those carbs. This one was a new one. Okay, so we're done with another bag. Wow. So anyway, this one right here I was really excited about because it had 5 net carbs, and for a whole meal to only be 5 net carbs is really great, especially for a frozen dinner. A lot of those frozen dinners have fillers in them, and so the carb counts are just outrageous. So these are really, really, really great whenever I have short layovers. So tonight I fly to Houston and I have like 18 hours, so I'll actually make my food or eat some made food that we'll make today. But my next day, I have 13 hours, still, you know, a decent amount of time, but that's another great time to, instead of having to worry about making a meal, I can just throw this in the microwave at the hotel and call it good. So, yay, I can't wait to try it. It looks good, right? It looks good. We'll see. All right. Speaking of which, there's another one. This one only had 4 net carbs. Special thank you to Gregory for telling me about this one. I typically don't even look at a lot of the frozen dinners just because they are higher in carb. So I was really impressed. I mean, 4 carbs, like, done worse. And I mean, who can't go wrong with a little broccoli and Alfredo? Honestly, I'm probably gonna, you know, spruce it up with some like fresh mozzarella on top of it, make it a little better, a little zzzz, if you will. But yeah, okay. So next on my, look, I had a coupon, so I promise I'm just not the cheesemonger all the time. I say that and we're about to talk about a lot of cheese. So cheese is life, whatever. But I had a coupon. So those other slices of cheese, it was limit 4, so I already had the 2 provolone and I already had the Munster, so why not get some sharp cheddar? Sharp cheddar's like my fave go-to. And again, no carbs in this bad boy, so I can throw it on one of those 1-carb tortilla wraps with some lunch meat, call it a day, very filling. So I was so excited about this. The keto low-carb dessert aisle, it is up to game, okay? So this bad boy only has 2 net carbs in them. So they had a lot of different varieties. So it was actually like, oh man, what am I gonna choose? I almost picked one with mint chocolate chip, and they had one like a sea salted caramel and all kinds of different flavors. This one kind of won me over with the texture and the flavor. So I'm excited to try this one. I feel like we're gonna have to, for science, try all the others. For 2 net carbs though, really kicks the cravings. I try not to do too much with sugar alcohols though, because my body is kind of always weirded out by them. I mean, it's not a natural thing for you to have. So, but it's nice that it does subtract from your actual carb count. So don't eat a box of these, of course, but they are good for dessert. Okay, here's that cheese we were talking about. Okay, so I love going around the bougie cheese section. Like, there's nothing that gets me more jazzed up than some Gouda cheese in my life. So these were $6.99. I'm not proud of it. But I definitely could have done worse, but I was excited because, again, none of them had any carbs, so that's great. And I love slicing them up and making charcuterie, or charcuterie as we call them. And also on the airplane, like I'll just chop a bunch up, put them in a little container, put some different meats, and then that way on the airplane, I could just sit there and just like, no, you can't have my cheese. So bear with me here. This one is called Steakhouse Onion. I really liked the look of it. I totally judged my cheese by its cover. And Steakhouse Onion just sounded really, really good. Especially because I thought, you know, I could actually slice up, you know, some different meats, and then that would pair really well. This one got me excited because I love champagne, and it's a champagne cheese. And it may be absolutely terrible, but we're gonna learn. And I was excited, you know, like I said, no carbs and champagne, popping bottles, right? All right, last one here. Roasted garlic. You already know we measure our garlic with our heart, so hoping this cheese brings it. Another one that would be great. I got some salami that was on sale, and some different like little meat trays. So I thought these would be delicious on my trip, right? All right, last bag. All right. So, oh, foil. This is delicious. Just kidding. Needed foil. More ranch packets, because don't have those in my life. Just go ahead and hide that other. Look, the coupon was good for 6 of them, so I had to buy 6. You lose money if you don't buy them, right? So, sour cream, same thing as the others. A lot of the sour creams had carbs in them, and I don't know what they're throwing in some of these dairy products. Good thing the good old Daisy, just really there for you. Great price. I think it was $1.50 for this thing. And some of the recipes I plan on making this week needed this, so winning. They had one that I almost grabbed. It was an organic one at 0 carbs. And honestly, I was like, ooh, what is her? But then I realized it was because it was a non-milk sour cream. And since a lot of the recipes I found were calling for just normal sour cream, I was a little afraid to whip out something so different, and especially it was $5 for a little tub. So we'll just go with Daisy and just take her for what she is. Lastly, these right here. So I always caution people again on prepackaged items, including prepackaged chicken, because some of them have so many fillers that it's just going to eat away your carbs for the day. This one though, it's not bad. The entire container has 2 carbs in it. So it's one of my favorites. This package is like $2, and I love keeping these in like my actual lunchbox at work because I can add it on anything. I can just eat it plain. I can throw up some sauce. I can put it on veggies. I can make a salad with it. It's just great protein without all the terrible carbs. So, yes. And then look, we did it. So all in all, I spent a ridiculous amount of money, like $118 with all, even after taxes and coupons included. So I was at 118. But it gave me a lot of my staples that I already needed or I'd run out. And so I'm really excited to try some of these recipes. So make sure you stay tuned for them.